Hey guys, how you doing? MDW. It's been a while, I know. I've just come back from my awesomely successful trip to New York. So I was going to do videos out there. It wasn't really much of a kind of a shopping trip for action figures and stuff. It was literally mainly for a birthday present from Mrs. So we went over there and just kind of walked around the place and did, you know, kind of touristy things, everything. So I wasn't really out hunting down left, right and centre for action figures, but I did pick up, you guys can see here, I've got no room for this guy at the moment. I picked up a Sideshow premium format statue of Darth Vader over there. I've got some loads of black figures, a couple of exclusives from Toys R Us. It's unfortunately closed down the UK, but the Times Square Toys R Us was still open, so I've got a couple of exclusive bits out there, pop vinyls. But today I'm going to do a review for you. So you've waited a long time. I've had quite a few messages on my channel asking me when I'm going to next do a Hot Toys Sideshow Collectables review. So I've finally got one for you guys here. It is the Sideshow Collectables Snowtrooper Commander from The Empire Strikes Back. So I thought I'd do this guy, pick him up. There's not really many of him about. He's quite a limited number. Only really available on the website. There's a few on eBay, but I thought we'd do a review on this guy. So let's have a look at him. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me and thanks for sticking with me all this time. I know I haven't been putting out as many videos. I'm trying to remedy that as much as I can. There's a big Hot Toys haul coming up in the next couple of months. You've got the new Rey figure from Last Jedi, Kylo Ren, the Praetorian Guards. I'm probably going to be getting all of those figures. I'll be doing reviews on all of those guys. But today though, we're going to be focusing on the Snowtrooper Commander. So, box art. Got a picture of the figure on the front, the Star Wars logo, and in the 6th scale print down the bottom with the Snowtrooper Commander name on the box. Then on the back it's pretty much another picture of the figure itself. Magnetised box here, so you've got a little flap that lifts open, and then you've got the window display packaging as always in there. So you can see the figure. That's a nice little touch that the Hot Toys boxes don't have. But we want to see what the figure is all about, so now I'm going to open him up for you. Let's have a look. So here he is, everybody, Snowtrooper out of the box. Now I like to do a preliminary kind of thought of the figure. I absolutely love this guy. The Snowtrooper design is really sinister. I always love the Stormtroopers, everyone loves Stormtroopers, but the Snowtroopers I just think have that little bit more added sinister look to them. I don't know why, I think it might be this mouth guard here, even the standard Trooper. I don't know why, they just look really, really nasty. But this guy's no exception. So first thing, you notice when you take this guy out of the box, he is white. Like literally, I mean my backing here, background card, you know, is a little bit messy, a bit scratched up now with toys standing on it over the years, and it's perhaps not as white as it, you know, you can see it's a little bit off-white. This guy is ice white, really bright. So it's quite cool, because I remember in the film, I think, when General Veers is talking to the commander, debarking his troops for the ground assault, it's the guy in it is very white. I think it's just literally like he hasn't seen any sort of combat at all. Either that or he keeps his armour very, very clean. But yeah, so this is really, really nice white. The armour is pristine over. The undersuit is a lovely, nice ice white colour as well. So yeah, really great. And I say it really pops all the other colours on the figure as well. So the greys, the little blues, and the reds. But anyway, we'll go through that in a second. Let's run down the articulation on him. So for anyone who's seen these reviews I've done before on these type of figures, or if you guys own them themselves, you know that the articulation on these figures varies from figure to figure depending on kind of like what outfits they're wearing. So heavy armoured stuff doesn't really move that much. The Snowtrooper has quite a bit of articulation on him. So the head swivels from side to side there, and he's got a bit of a up and down, not really much though because of this kind of face mask here. But yeah, you get the left to right movement on the head. Then the shoulders, so there's movement here, so the armour doesn't really restrict the movement, so you can get a little bit of movement on his arms. Again, they go up and down. You can move them forward and back. These kind of arm pieces here, the armour shoulder pieces, are attached to the main body armour. Then he's got a hinge joint and a swivel at the elbow. So again, there's no armour there to hinder that. You can obviously twist the forearms as well, so that there's a little bit of armour here, and then the gloves obviously move as well, 360 degrees all the way around. The hands are interchangeable as well, which I'll show you in a second. Then the main body armour here, so again, this is like a separate piece. He's got the strapping goes around it over his undersuit. So that's cool, yeah, it kind of moves around a little bit, so you can get a little bit of freedom of movement there. There isn't really a torso crunch, because this kind of armour piece here around his waist stops that from happening. You don't really get much of a twist either, but yeah, that's fair enough. So let's move on down to his legs now. There is a little bit of movement here. This kind of strapping here underneath his codpiece stops a lot of the movement from happening. So that's about as far as you're going to get his legs to come out. They do move forward and back a little bit, but the armour restricts it. But you know, it's kind of what we're used to now with a lot of these figures. There's a little bit of a swivel at the legs, so you guys can swivel him at his thighs, but not much. And then there is obviously a joint at the knee, which you can swivel, obviously the leg and the joint there, so you can get a little bit of movement, you know, overall on the figure. And then the boot, there's a swivel there as well. His boot does come off, and it's got the little ball joint at the bottom, which literally just sits into the boot. So yeah, it does come off a little bit easier, but you know, just pops back in place there. So let's go down and have a little look at the paint application on the figure. So we zoom in here. So there's little bits of detailing all over the figure. So we see on his main chest plate here, he's got the kind of insignia of his rank there. And then he's got little bits of kind of colour picked out on his, you know, main front armour piece. There's little bits of silver put in here, there and everywhere, just to bring all the armour together. So he's got on the side of his helmet, he's got a little kind of dot at the top of his helmet there. Black lenses, really cool. I say again, they're not kind of see-through, just painted on black, but again that adds to the whole look of the figure, very sinister looking as I said. His gloves are just an off grey, so they're not the ice white, they're very, very light grey though, so it's, yeah, it's really cool to have a secondary colour added in there as well, so the whole figure isn't completely white. Again, he's got a nice little piece of detail on there, his comlink or whatever, yeah, it's gold, brings the figure together, just adds a little bit more narrative to it. Then the boots as well, I believe the Canadian mucklucks were used in the film. I believe they're like kind of like cold weather boots. They're nice here, they look a little bit more weathered, so they're again like the grey colour, but there's kind of a bit of weather in there. It's, you know, it's almost as if they're worn, the lines there are a bit worn, and the boots underneath there, the tread on them, it's really cool, nice designed, and the sculpt on them is really good as well. So the main difference with the officer and the troopers, I don't believe the officer has a backpack, he just literally has this little piece sitting on the back plate of his armour. Again, loads of little details on there, you guys can make that out there with the different colours and the design on it. He also has like a holster strap there as well, which is the same colour as his body armour, so he can put his pistol in that he comes with, which I'll show you in a second. I also do like as well, the really nice touch is the front of this mask here. So this is almost like a really kind of a flexible plastic. It's a lot harder than the Snowtrooper version. So the Snowtrooper, I believe, is actually like a material piece. And that's the same going across the design from the film as well. I believe that the commanders have this kind of harder plastic for the front of the cowl of their mask rather than the soft ones that the troopers have. So that is really, really nice. It kind of bends a little bit, you guys can see it, so you can kind of, you know, move it around a little bit and bend it. But I say overall it just goes back to how it originally was. So you know, it's kind of just a flexible piece of plastic. Really, really cool. One thing I will say, guys, as well, is the actual attention to detailing of all the strapping around his armour. So I know obviously this bit's here all held on, but it's just the way they've done it. So the strapping under his arm here, all these bits, like, you know, the skirt and everything, he's all done with like Velcro and held on. It really does look great, as if it's like literally, it's actually a feasible costume that potentially someone could just put on. And it's just all the little detailing bits here that really make to the overall figure. So next up, what accessories does Mr. Snowtrooper Commander come with? So, you know, you guys know my feelings about some accessories with the Sideshow Collectible figures. Sometimes you luck out and get some really good stuff, others you just get hardly anything. Snowtrooper Commander comes with a fair amount of stuff, I have to say, I'm quite pleased with. So, quite surprised, first up, you get the DL44 blaster pistol. So this pretty much looks like exactly like Han Solo's blaster, which is really, really cool. Nice little addition, I wasn't expecting that with the Trooper. Really good design on it. It's got, you know, loads of good sculpting, bit of different colour on it as well. It's got the silver barrel and it's got little gold details on it. So that's cool. It's not just like the classic, you know, and the actual grips are different colours. It's not just the classic of paint it black and do a silver dry brush over it like they have done in the past. So you get that with them. You get the E111 blaster, classic Stormtrooper blaster. This one again is more so like the aforementioned, just paint it black and colour it a bit silver over it. I mean, in fact, this one is pretty much black all around the actual barrel of it itself, with just a bit of silver brushing over the top. So, you know, not very detailed there, but it's good to get two weapons with him. Then you get the, I believe it's the grenade or the oxygen tank. There is whatever people say it is. I generally think it's a grenade. You go on the back. This hooks over the back belt of the Snowtrooper, so that's cool. Nice little accessory there. Matches his armour colour. You get 4 different hands with him. So of course you've got the pistol grip hand, which is cool. And then you get this one here, the open hand, so it's like giving an order perhaps. And you've got other open hand for the other side. And then more of a kind of a grip, closed grip hand there. So that's cool. 4 different hands with him, and of course you get the Star Wars base as well. So the hexagonal base, Star Wars logo on the bottom. on the top there. It's got the little hole. You pop in this stand that comes with it in there, and you've literally got these just these little hooks here that are on springs at the back, and you literally just pop your figure to the desired height, raise the springs up, there we go, and then your figure will not move and you can display them properly. It's a great little stand. The only problem I have is if you ever buy the Hot Toys figure of the Snowtrooper, the Snowtrooper's base is obviously the classic Hot Toys base, which has got snow effect on it and it's got the name at the front of the plaque. So you're gonna have to get another Snowtrooper base if you want to kind of display both these guys on a a themed base. If you stand this guy next to the Snowtrooper, they're going to be on completely different bases, which is a bit of a shame. The gun fits nicely in his holster. It's a decent fit. Then the hooks with this thermal detonator just go on the back of the belt, which sit nicely in place. And then, as all the Hot Toys and Sideshow Collectible figures, the arms just pop off and you just pop the new one on there in place. So there we go, guys. There's my unboxing and review of the Sideshow Collectables 1/6 scale Snowtrooper officer figure. I've been trying to get hold of the Snowtrooper standard figure for ages, but for some reason the price has just kept really astronomically high, even on the American eBay. So when I saw this guy on the Sideshow website, I thought I had to try and get hold of it. Now, he's only available generally on there. I think there's a very limited number of them made. You can pick him up on eBay here and there. I think I've picked him up on American eBay for about 130 quid. I actually had him imported and sent to my hotel while I was in New York, so that was a touch. I didn't have to pay any customs for it. But the figure's great. I said at the start of the video, I love the design of the Snowtrooper. It's my favourite variant. He gets some decent accessories with him, with the pistol, and the interchangeable hands are really good quality. The paint app is great. I love the bright white. He really does stand out on your shelf from other figures. So yeah, if you're looking at doing a bit of an army builder thing for your Empire forces, or you just really like the design of the figure, I definitely would pick him up. So there we go, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. And enjoy these last couple of photos as I compare the size of him to the man himself, Darth Vader, and the Princess Leia Hot Toys figure, just so you get an idea of the scale. I'll see you soon, everybody. Take care. MDW signing off.
Find MDW on Facebook and Instagram now at MDW_toys.